Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Nitsa and this is our podcast number 125. It's Thursday the 6th of March 2025 and here we are together again. I have to tell you guys, this week it just snuck up on me. I've lost a couple of days because I haven't been well, but I am all better now. I do have a bit of a cough, so I'm going to try to not talk for very long. The main thing that I have to get through is showcasing all of your wonderful makes, and I cannot wait to do that. And I do have a few little things of my own to share with you, but I just want to make sure that you've noticed my co-host over here. She's brought so much joy and happiness to so many of us that I think she's going to be sticking around for a little bit longer, and she can hang out with her little friend behind you at a later date. So let's get started, guys. I've got your makes here and I cannot wait to share them with you. Now, pardon me. Now, our friend Laura, she's been very kind because she knows I've been on a bit of a market bag kick the last couple of weeks, and she shared with us not only a pattern that she uses but also two of her market bags. So thank you so much, Laura, for doing that. I really do appreciate it, and I can reassure you that this one is definitely on my crochet to-do list, and I think you'll be seeing it very soon. So the market bags that you're going to see are by Stephanie Z on YouTube. So this very first one is just so pretty in the pink, don't you all agree? And I absolutely love the next one you're going to see. It is in a variegated yarn, and I love the purples and the greens and the blue in it. And I love, Laura, that you've put the trim and the handle in that gorgeous lime green color. It's just the perfect accent for the other colors, and it really does make them pop even more. So thank you so much for sharing them with us, and as I said, for sharing the pattern, because I really want to trial a few different market bag patterns so that I can see which one is like the size that I like the most, and also which one doesn't eat the most amount of yarn. So thank you, Laura, for sending them in to us. Now, our friend Thea, she has sent a wonderful collection of amazing makes for us to see. So I think there's 5 or 6 or 7 of them. So let's get started. Now, this very first one is Chewbacca, and he's a free pattern on Etsy. Now, Thea gifted him to our friend Lisa at Lisa Knits and Vlogs, and a lot of you may already be friends with her. If not, go and hang out with her. She is lovely. Excuse me. And reason being is that Lisa is a huge Chewy fan, tells us Thea. Now, number 2, you'll see Hedwig, and he's the owl from Harry Potter, and Thea has the Harry Potter crochet book. Now, I absolutely love the detail on the wings, guys. Look at that. And then also look at his beautiful big eyes. I just love them. Now, Hedwig was a gift for Thea's daughter for her birthday, which just passed in February. So happy birthday to your daughter for February, Thea. Now, number 3. Now, Thea has this book here, which I do too, the Crocheted House Plants. I've done a look through like this book. I've got a book review on it basically, and if you haven't already seen that, go and have a look, because there are so many beautiful plants in there. I've only made 2, and Thea's made something like 7 already. So let me show them to you. So here you'll see the red cap cactus, moonstones, and the sweetheart plant. They're all absolutely gorgeous, right? Now, I wanted to make the sweetheart plant for Valentine's Day, but I didn't get around to it. Absolutely gorgeous there. And here you'll see the crown cactus. I absolutely love the little pink flower on it, and the fairy castle. And I have to say, Thea, I love your pots, and I believe you've thrifted some of those. Very good finds. I love them. And then lastly, you're going to see this gorgeous collection of succulents, and Thea crocheted the pot for this one, so it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, next we move on to Thea's knitting machine cows with a granny square. Oh my gosh, they are so gorgeous. So Thea knitted a tube using her knitting machine, and then she crocheted up a granny square until it was the size of the tube, so the width, not the length, the width, and then she sewed that in, she tells us. I think that's brilliant. So thank you so much, Thea. They are so pretty. And now next you'll see 3 Jada collars, and they're a pattern by Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches. They look just so very delicate, don't they, guys? And also you would have seen a crocheted granny square scarf. I just love all the cheery colors in there. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but zoom in, the colored fringe. I absolutely love that. Now that was number 5. So number 6, Thea has sent in a V-stitch oversized, it's like a blue purple color cowl. And then you'll see there's another Jada collar in that pretty light blue color. And there's also a small chunky cowl in the gray color. And then there is a knitting machine panel scarf. And yes, Thea conquered her fear or trying to make a panel on the knitting machine. So congratulations, Thea. That is a feat. That is amazing. I have not tried that as yet, so I'm a little bit, weary of doing that. I'd need a little bit more experience on the knitting machine. So well done. And it is a beautiful, beautiful scarf. I love all the colors in it. And then I think this is last, yes. And lastly, Thea has sent in a purple spider and a blue dinosaur donut for our friend Sally at Nanny Moon's Crochet for her crochet donut cowl. And guys, did you notice on the spider web on the donut, on the icing for the spider? I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful job. Thank you so much, Thea, for sending in your makes. We all love them. Now, our friend Geraldine from G Crochet Off the Hook, she made last week's beanie of the week, which was the No Rhyme or Reason beanie by Crystal at Bag O' Day. And G says, I had the rhyme of the random stitches and the reason to grow my community beanie stash. I think that's too funny. I love that, Geraldine. Thank you for sending that in to us. Now, Geraldine said that she liked the triangle stitch, and this was her first time making it as well. Geraldine did use a 6mm, which looks like to me the chocolate colored Clover or More hook, which is one of my favorites too. And the yarn that Geraldine used was Kismet 67 blankets, and it's a DK weight yarn or an 8-ply in the color Sea Sand. I absolutely love that beanie, and I'm so happy that you've joined us for Beanie of the Week. Thank you. Now, our friend Shirley has started crocheting for next year's Camp Boggy Creek blanket drive, because I think she sent off thousands this year. Not quite, but I think she was very close. So these are going towards next year's drive, and she sent in 3 for us to ooh and ah over. So the first one is an any which way filet in a rectangle. I've only ever made that in a square. Shirley used Lion Brand ice cream yarn in the colorway Passion Fruit. And I was thinking I would love some passion fruit ice cream right now. This is the perfect weather for it, and I do love passion fruit. Now the next one, so blanket number 2, the colors in this blanket are absolutely gorgeous. Shirley used Big Twist Jelly Bean yarn in 6 different colors, and the stitch pattern is by Alison Russell on YouTube. And when you zoom in on it, it looks like shell stitches with double crochets in between. I've got a feeling I've used this stitch for blankets, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to have to revisit that one. Thank you, Shirley, for reminding me about that one, reminding all of us about that one. And then blanket number 3, Shirley used a Premier Gradient Cake. The colorway is Sky Tones, so pretty. It's an anti-pilling and very soft yarn, Shirley tells us. Now the pattern is 1 row half double crochets, and then the next row is the crossover with 3 double crochet. I'm very interested to look that one up. Now I'm saying here, Shirley, you are definitely off to a good start, and I wonder how many blankets you'll make in total for next year's drive. I guess we could all put a little guess in the comments down below. So thank you so much, Shirley, for sharing all your blankets with us. Now our friend Liza, excuse me, right on cue, I wanted to say I hope you're feeling better, Liza, from all of us. Now Liza and I shared a sore throat, a headache, and a cough at the same time, even though we live on opposite sides of the world. Anyway, I wish we were living closer. We could have just hung out together in our pajamas and crocheted, Liza, while we weren't well. Now, Liza did crochet these very pretty coasters, and the yarn that Liza used is Novita yarn, and I love the combination that you used of that, the green, the blue, and the tan. Now, Liza also crocheted this gorgeous basket. to house the little coasters. And Liza held 4 strands of yarn together to make that. I hope you can all zoom in on it. It's just beautiful to look at. Now she included 2 of these yarns, so 2 strands amongst the 4. The first one, if you look at it, it looks like it's 2 strands of yarn with shorter strands of different colors holding it all together, which I think is absolutely beautiful. And the second one, it looks like it's a long strand of like variegated colored yarn, and it's in like the pastel colors, and there's like circles, different size circles connected to it. It's such a amazing looking yarn. So these are like, I guess, novelty yarns, but you certainly couldn't, well, I can't imagine how you could actually crochet with them on your own. So what a wonderful idea, Lisa, to, you know, combine them with some mainstream, I guess, cotton or acrylic to make your beautiful basket. So thank you for sharing that with us. And last but not least, our friend Marie says, look at this cute guy. The pattern is by Crochet, Chronically Crocheting, which is Crystal on YouTube, and some of you may have already made some of these little monsters. I'm yet to make one. I think they are so super cute. But very importantly, guys, let's like together as a collective send out huge prayers that 5 boxes filled with 33 blankets destined for Boggy Creek Camp, the blanket drive, make their way to their destination, because Marie has been, you know, patiently waiting and, you know, very anxious that they'll make their way, because they're sitting and they're label created for the last few days at the post office. So we just hope that they get to their intended destination. So Marie, we're all in there with you, sending out, you know, lots of love and lots of prayers, and I'm sure that the blankets will get to their children. Don't worry about it. We're all in this together. So thank you, each and every one of you, for sending in your gorgeous makes. You know we all love to ooh and ah over them. And I have a few of those already added to my crochet to-do list. I wonder how many you've all added to yours. Each and every week, our list just grows, right, guys? Excuse me. You must excuse me. I am a bit croaky at the moment. So let's get on to Beanie of the Week. Now, this week's Beanie of the Week comes to us from the Turtle Trunk on YouTube. There's a YouTube tutorial and it's called Country Cottage Beanie. I did use my beautiful chocolate spot saver yarn that I purchased the other day, and of course I had to marry it up with my chocolate 6mm Clover Amore hook. And at first I thought, wow, this beanie, I'm not sure, but I am actually in love with it. So here you go here, guys. The top, the crown, I guess, is just single crochets. And I think my circle turned out pretty good. I usually don't like it when it becomes like an octagon or something like that, but I tried to make sure that it was round. And then this texture here, I mean, how beautiful is that? It's every row it's all back and front posts, and then on the next row where you've put a front, you put a back, so they alternate, making that beautiful pattern and design. And then the brim, I'll just take this off, the little head, was made in a style that I'm not used to, but it was good to do this. So basically, when you finish the length of your beanie, and I did make an adult size, and I did use a hook 0.5 mm bigger than the Turtle Trunk YouTube tutorial recommended, because I'm a tight crocheter. So you chained out 14, or you had the option to chain out less if you didn't want to fold it over, and then you single crocheted in the back loop and joined it on. And it is a very good tutorial. It shows you that if you've never done it before. I think I may have done that a couple of years ago, but certainly needed to be shown again. And then you crochet all the way around, and when you join it, then you, if you make it as long as I did, you actually flip it over, and it does make for a beautiful beanie. Now I have to say, guys, that because I sort of lost a couple of days crocheting by not being very well, I would have liked to make this with a bigger size hook and a chunkier yarn, and I think I will do that. And I'm going to try to do double crochets at the top. So we'll see what that looks like. But I must admit that I am keeping this beanie because I really do like the look of it. Now let me see. I'll try to put it on at the very end because I usually mess up my hair. It's always messed up anyway. So you know, it is what it is, but I'll try to remember to put it on. But in the end, I really enjoyed making that beanie. It is very nicely textured, and I have to say that Steve really liked it as well, because I ran it by him, because halfway I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. So I wonder how many of you will make it this week, and how many of you will feel the same way about it as me. It doesn't take very long to make it all. The top does take a bit longer than usual because it is about 8 rows, I think, of single crochets, depending how big you make it. And the good thing about this tutorial is she tells you when to stop, excuse me, when you want child size, like young adult, or, you know, larger. I think she gives you 3 or 4 different sizes, which is only an extra row each time. So keep that in mind, guys. So I'm going to pop that down there for now. And of course, I made some knitting machine beanies. Now, the first one I used, as always, my beautiful Spot Saver yarn, which I absolutely love. And I did use the white and this beautiful, I think this one's called like black and white variegated, but it's actually got some beautiful blues in there as well. I love this combination, and I need to still sew in the ends, guys, but you can see here how beautiful it is going to look. It's going to be 2-sided, so you can have it white with a blue like the variegated rim, or the opposite if you wish. So you do get 2 looks from one beanie, and I always think it looks so pretty. And then I remember that I had this gorgeous yarn, which I believe a lot of you told me that it was the Red Heart Americana yarn when I had bought this in Millends. Oh, seriously, about 1.5 years ago at least. But look how beautiful it knits up in the knitting machine. I love this. I was worried that it wouldn't go through, but it did. And again, I married it up with the white. So you can imagine having it like that. Oops. Or like that, which would be equally as beautiful. So I managed to make 2 knitting machine beanies this week, which was 2 more than I had last week, and they're going towards my donation drive. One for my Crocheting for the Community 2025 Winter Appeal, and one for KK and Kristen at K&K's Crochets Bumblebee Mountain Outreach, which is great. So one for each one of them. And of course, you know, I made another market bag. So this market bag, I absolutely love this one. It does have a very round bottom. And again, I think I did a good job with a circle. It's a bit hard to see because it is, you know, the stripy yarn. But how beautiful are these colors together? Now, you may remember when I did my little yarn haul of the Abbey Road Freedom yarn. And this one's called Tiny Teddy, this colorway. I absolutely love it. Now, this bag is by, I've written it down, it is handmade by May, M-E-I, and it's a YouTube tutorial, and it's just called Market Bag Quick and Easy. Now this one used a whole 100-gram ball of yarn plus a little tiny bit from this one. So I was hoping I could make it using just one ball. And I think that when I make it again, with the last ones that I made, I wasn't using a single crochet to connect them. I was using a slip stitch, and that might just save me a little bit of yarn. Now, I'm not being stingy. I just want to see what I can make using one ball, because ideally, you know, that's all I would have to use, because I used a bit less for the other market bags that I made last week that you may remember. But this is actually a very nice size bag, I must admit. But even if I went down a couple of rows, I still think it would be a very good size, because I don't like them to stretch too much, because, you know, the more you put in there, the more they stretch. I know that we try to put a lot of things in there, but personally, I don't enjoy having a market bag that is that stretched. So that's what I got up to, one market bag. And I've been working on my square for Judy at Witch Piece Craft, her Versine AU cowl. It is ending at the end of this month, so we've got one more square. And some of you may remember that I'm making giant granny squares, 20 round granny squares, out of my favorite. Like, I love blanket yarn, guys. It is so soft and heavy, this blanket. It's going to have 6 squares of 20 rounds for each granny square in it. and I am using a 9mm hook, nice and chunky to go with it. But I have decided something after making this blanket, and I think it's going to be beautiful. It's going to keep people warm. It is going to be queen size, bed size, and I have been enjoying making it, especially at night when I don't have to think. But I don't like the way that the granny squares kind of like squish into themselves. They don't sit nice and flat, even though I am turning the rows each time. I think it's just the nature of the yarn. But when I've used it to make corner to corner blankets, they're absolutely gorgeous. And also when I made the one with a stitch from Play Hook Here With Me, I think that was the one that I made with the hot pink and the yellow in it. That was a beautiful stitch for it as well. So I'm going to steer away from granny squares but of course continue to use it to make blankets because it's perfect for them. This is so warm and so squishy, guys. I cannot wait to gift it, you know, put it in my donation drive and this will keep a couple of people warm. And I think that's it for me. Yes, it is. That's pretty much all I got up to. I do want to remind you all that tomorrow is Friday the 7th of March 2025, so please come back because we will be drawing the winner for our Birthstones Cal 2025 for our set of stitch markers for February. So I'm very excited to do that, and I will also show you the people that we need to add who we talked about in our video. So if you haven't seen that video, you really are missing out. There are some amazing makes. Guys, I've been blown out of the water by everyone's creativity and the amazing makes that you're all sending in for each month for the birthstones. It's just incredible. And equally so for our best dressed 18-inch doll cow. I'm so in love with everything that you guys have been sending in. I just love this community feel that we've created, and the buzz is just amazing, and everyone is so kind to each other. It really has been touching my heart so much, and reading everyone's comments has been amazing. So please keep your makes coming for March. We've got until the 31st of March for both of those cows to send all of our makes in, and it's only the first weekend, so we've got plenty of time to make them all. Excuse me. So as I touched on, I've been a little bit under the weather this week, but I am on the mend, which is great. I was so worried when I went home on Monday, half day from work, and then I took Tuesday off as well. I totally lost days, and I went back on Wednesday yesterday because it was school photo day and I didn't want to miss out on my school photo. So, you know, I did make it for that. Excuse me. I am trying to pace myself. I've probably talked way too much now, so I'm going to have to say goodbye. I hope you're all keeping well, and all of our friends up in North Queensland, like in Queensland, here in Australia, I hope you're all keeping safe from Cyclone Alfred. Steve's family lives in Queensland. A lot of our Yarny friends here live in Queensland, so Fran and Thea and everybody else up there, please keep safe. Let us know in the comments that you are, and you know, our hearts are with you, our thoughts and prayers. So, you know, rest assured, you know, we're totally, you know, praying that everything will be all right. So I hope you're all keeping well, everybody. Doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, we're always, you know, challenged by weather, aren't we? We're tipping into autumn. The mornings are cooler and so the evenings, which has been nice and refreshing, but it is still very humid. And I know that some of you are saying in your emails up in the northern hemisphere that it's starting to warm up and you feel that spring is in the air. I think they're both beautiful seasons, so let's enjoy them and let's keep safe. And until I see you all very, very soon, take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.